So Forest Hill has partnered with Mission Inter-Senegal, who's kind of a subsidiary, I guess, of United World Mission. UWM is our partner for all things global missions, and MIS then, Mission Inter-Senegal, is somebody that works closely with them. We've identified a village in the bush in Senegal called Jaman that we've adopted and agreed to at least a 5-year partnership. We've begun some relational work. We've started to have some literacy classes that are going on there. We're hoping to get a clean water project done there. And we're also going to be looking at continuing to work on a church, a physical church building for the growing group of believers.
I think the aspect of Adopt the Village, the concept of it, where you're saying we're going to concentrate on one village, one group of people that we continue to visit. What that does, it gives continuity to those relationships that have already started, and it introduces more people into the village so that they know you. United World Mission is about getting the gospel to every man, woman, and child so they can understand it and respond to that message. We have limited people, we have limited time, we have limited resources. So as we partner with one another, United World Mission on our side, Mission Inter-Senegal, churches in the U.S., as we partner together with the same vision to see the gospel to all these places where it hasn't yet been, and getting people equipped to do the work of the gospel, we're going to see potentially many more people coming to faith in ways that are contextually relevant to them.
Senegalese Muslim people equate Christianity with the Western world, and by that they see only poor morals, or they go back to the colonial time and think, well, Western world, they're the ones who have dominated over us, took advantage of us, put some of us in slavery, and how can we trust them?
And what we've seen is that more often than not, someone going with a holistic approach of asking a lot of questions. What is it that the village needs? What is it that is their priority for their needs? Finding out what that is, trying to respond to that need, communicates the love of Christ much more than just coming and talking about the gospel, talking about Jesus. Not that we don't do that, but we've seen that the doors are much more readily opened when we listen and we spend time thinking and praying with them and exploring what their needs are. It might not be what we see their needs are either, which is an interesting thing that MIS does. Instead of us coming from the outside and saying what you really need is this and imposing it on them, we allow them to come up with the idea and say this is what we really need, and then try to meet that need as best we can through the partners and the resources that we have. And as we're doing that, we're communicating that we're doing this in the name of Jesus because God's about wanting what's the best for you.
When we have short-term teams coming, they support the work of the church planter. This gives him better credibility in his community, and people look up to him as a problem solver, and therefore they're interested to listen to what he has to say, not just in the areas of development or community services, but also about spiritual things. To get to that point, they need to trust the people who comes and talk to them about Christ. So the church planters out in the villages get tremendous help from short-term teams when they're visiting.
First time we went in there was one believer. Since then, his family has become believers, and we hear that there's more now. I don't know how many that means, if it's 10 or 50. So we're looking forward to kind of encouraging them and seeing what's going on in their life there now.
I think it's a great strategy. I think it's a strategy that is focused. I think it's helpful for us on our end because we know that a church is behind us. Because I don't think it's really about what one or two people do separately. I think it's how we partner together and what God does through us.